So interestingly enough, long before I ever met you, years before that, there was a woman that I was connected to who had danced in the San Francisco Ballet. She was the healthiest, most vibrant, most energetic person I'd ever met in my whole life. And sure enough, I asked her, how do you get your energy? Where does it come from? And she pulls out this bottle of stuff called Enterprime. First time I ever heard of it, I think it was 2004. And then, so it was, when years later, and I didn't start taking anything there. Oh, that's nice. And you look at it, it was green powder, and hey, I wasn't ready to go for green powder. But years later, when I encountered them, and now I myself have been on the product since probably 2007, and now people ask me, where does all that energy come? How do you? I travel in a lot of places and meet a lot of people, and my schedule is a year out. I can't afford to get sick, colds, bronchitis, flu, arthritis. And so I know this stuff really helps my immune system fight off. I never get ill, or so I love the benefits of it, and I'm appreciative that you guys kind of went the distance. And can you tell me anything about it, about what's in it? I mean, I know it's a secret formula, but can you tell me a little bit about what's in Enterprime? If I were first time going to take it, what would I expect?
Well, the best way to remember, there was a 30 some plus ingredients. Yeah. There's a lot of them, and so we're not going to go by ingredients,
yeah, of course,
but in a general sense, what we share with the people is the acronym SALAD.
Okay.
So S means a superfood. So there's a lot of compact nutrition. It is as a base product.
Right.
Then A as an adaptogen, meaning that there's a component that helps you with the stress, because
gotcha.
those are growing in a very severe environment.
Okay, so superfood was S.
Adaptogen. L is a liver cleanser there.
Liver cleanser. Okay,
yeah,
so that's a detox.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Then another, what is that?
S-A-L-A.
The antioxidant. There's just a lot of different colors and different ingredients that helps you with the adaptogen. By the way, when we created this, came up with the Enterprime. Now we call it, at the time, named it Enterprime. Phytonutrients was a very, very new concept.
Right.
Even antioxidant at the time.
Right, was brand new word.
Correct.
Right.
Interesting enough that the week that we launched our product, there was an article in Newsweek magazine on the title Beyond the Vitamin. Basically, in it, that at that time in Europe, they were investigating, a lot of nutritionists and doctors investigating the benefit of the phytonutrients, a lot of nutritional ingredient in plants. So in that Newsweek magazine listed out all the ingredients. Interesting enough, bulk of them happen to be in
your product.
In my products.
Wow.
So phytonutrients was very, very new concept at the time. And with that, wow, how could this be so like this at the same time?
Right.
And so that's the A stand for antioxidant.
Okay.
Let me tell you one more thing. So that what I think one of the first the scientists who came up with the antioxidant, Dr. Hamann, theorized in 1961. I told you about the scientists, 200 people.
Yes.
Later on, that I found out that I talked to that person myself.
He was one of the ones you connected when you were trying to find your answers.
He was a professor, either some university somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, he's the one who actually theorized on antioxidant theory.
Yeah.
So that's the the D and digestive enzyme at the end. Digestive enzyme. So
okay, so let's see if I can remember. Let's see my quiz. So S was superfoods.
Yes.
And we all hear about superfoods, how much we need them. Okay. So the A was for adaptogens, and that, you tell me, that's to help with stress. So I know one benefit people and myself experience, especially with traveling so much, all the time zones, helps me get better sleep.
Yes.
So the adaptogens. So SAL was for liver cleanse.
Yes.
Okay, so that's for detox. We all hear how important that is.
Correct.
Probably even more. The further we go into processed foods and smells and chemicals everywhere, that's super important. And then the A was for antioxidants. See, I'm a very good student.
You are.
So antioxidants, and then D was for digestive enzymes, digestive enzymes.
This and this and this, and at the time we have a single product Enterprime.
Right.
So first year, all of a sudden we are just people coming to the office or calling, and initially a bottle at a time, pretty soon box at a time. There was 12 of them in a box.
Okay.
Initially, I started with 300 boxes of those.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, it's about to be gone. Pretty soon, a couple months later, truckloads is coming in.
Right.
And
right.
so
wow.
it was kind of interesting.
So one of the things I love the most is that, you know, for a lot of people, I help a lot of people with marketing and bringing ideas to product and things like, and a lot of people, it's the reason to bring the product is a cash driven, right? They're looking for the idea to create a business. And that wasn't the case with you.
No, not at all.
One of the things I love so much about him and love about this product was the motivation to create it had nothing to do with building a business, had nothing to do with creating a resource for income. You were to solve a problem to make your life better for your little girl. And that passion I see in you, that you know health is the foundation. No matter what you have or don't have, however well off or poorly off you are, your health is the fundamental ingredient for every relationship, for every calling or purpose or anything you're going to do. So I love so much that your passion for health is what created the product. You almost started selling it against your will.
Well,
who's going to buy this? No one's going to buy green powder, and you know, I love that.
Well, that was the case. I mean, you're right, Wendy, that one of our family, you know, precious family members are not doing well, ill, and whole family kind of impacted.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that was the case with my mom when we growing up, and when she was not feeling good, whole just children, just is not doing good, and emotionally, you know. So that was the case. In my case, my daughter, and it was not feeling good. So 7 months, it was so hard on me. Practically locked myself, the study room in my house.
Right.
Every single day, I tapping into the medical database. It's called Medline, and
Medline, because like you said, it wasn't like you could get online and Google and find all the articles.
Correct. It's a subscription-based medical database, and I would
database.
If I find something interesting, I would actually call that author or publisher directly, and sometimes I would bring in translator because I need to talk to somebody in other countries with a totally different language.
So this was like almost a full-time endeavor for you.
Oh, yes.
And obviously your strengths and your ability as an engineer, right? You're a real detail guy, and your natural curiosity and ability to take things at face value and put them together. That's really amazing, even that you had that resource at hand to do that. The patience, and I know this even cost you, right? This cost you money. You said when you would fly to places or get translators, like this was a lot going through, and it wasn't for you. It wasn't product development. It wasn't market research. It was, I need a solution
for my daughter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So tell me about. So now that's how I know you celebrated 20th anniversary, but it's even beyond 20 years now, correct?
Now, since we introduced EnterPrime, it's been 1994, so it's 2016, so 22 years.
Yeah.
So we shared EnterPrime first, I think, 4 or 5 years to just one single product.
Yeah.
And so every single year that we grew and grew and grew, and moved the office from small office to somewhere else, and still to this day, Wendy, that's one of the leading product. I know that we have a lot of other green product right now.
Right.
The people who been taking our product, I mean, some of them, can you imagine that the nutritional supplements, some people been taking over 20 years.
Right.
So when I have a meeting together, those people still come back to, Greg, do you remember me?
Yes.
And
wow.
I've been taking your product for 20 years.
Yeah.
And that's such an honor, and just, I don't know, it's just, you cannot explain the feeling that so many people are being positively impacted.
Yeah.
Something that I created with the help of a scientist for my daughter, so many 100,000 people.
Right.
So one of the things that we've been really encouraging through our education is that, try to, as much as you can, take responsibility for your own health.
Yeah.
So on a day-to-day basis, what you eat and exercise, I mean, we hear about it a lot.
Right.
But until you lose it, you really don't understand how much impact it'll have on you, your ability to do things that you want to do, but also your children or your friends and relatives.
Right.
This is really hard on them. So we've been really encouraging them to be able to take a full responsibility on your health, and inevitably sometimes certain things happen, then you see a doctor.
Right.
But while you can, take care of yourself. So IMPaX is that foundational product.
Right.
We have a good friends of mine, Carrie Noslo, who's been in this nutrition field over, I think, over 40 years. It is like when you see the road, there's a pocket of places, and you want to smooth it out to make the road smooth.
Right.
So our health is the same thing, that with our eating habit and the things we don't do that when you should do,
right,
or sometimes genetic or lifestyle, anything can impact your health.
Sure.
So IMPaX goes in your system, wherever there might be, kind of patch that all the holes in your health.
Yeah. And
that is that's what we call the foundational product.
Yeah, I agree.
With that, when your body is kind of patched up all the rough places and hole and whatnot, your body has an amazing ability to help itself or heal itself.
Yes.
So God has made us a body so wonderful. If we take care of ourselves, it can do certain things wonderfully. So IMPaX is that foundational product. With that, I'm hearing I got this help, this area, that area,
right,
just overall sense of well-being. And certainly this is not the medication. So
no, I understand. It's food. It's
a
nutrition.
Food.
That's
so
right.
when you have your superfood, nutritious with the adaptogen and antioxidant, as well as digestive enzyme, digest tract, your gut is like your second brain. That's where a lot of neurotransmitters can be. Actually, serotonin, I believe, is 90% of your serotonin is being made in your gut.
I didn't know that.
So also when your gut is healthy, that all the nutrients will be well observed to feed you.
That even impacts like your emotional state and all of that.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Absolutely, and I don't think people realize sometimes just when they're out of balance, how out of balance they can become.
Correct. So IMPaX is that foundational product that addresses a lot of holes that you may have, kind of smooth those areas out.
Okay, so tell the folks here, if they're interested now, like they've heard about the stories of IMPaX, and there's so much you can learn. Where could they go to purchase the product? Where could they go and find out? How would they go about starting?
We encourage you to talk to the person who introduced you. They have all the information. So otherwise, we have a website, the IMPaX, IMPaX world.com.
So IMPaXworld.com, you could go and find out, and there's so many more things there. But I'm telling you, this IMPaX you're right. It's like the foundation.
Yes.
If you don't know where to start, if you're having issues with your health or feeling fatigue or whatever, and you just know maybe I just don't eat as healthy as I should. Like this is where you start, right? This is step one.
Yeah, it's a condensed, nutritious. Nutritional components. It'll do what it's supposed to do, then your body will do what it's supposed to do. Yes.
All right. So I just want to say thanks, Greg. This has been so informative. I appreciate all your time
thank you, Wendy.
letting me know about this.
Okay, thank you, Wendy.